Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. I was recently having a conversation with my sister, whose kids are getting ready to go off to college, but she's had a minivan for years and years and years, and she doesn't want to give up all the space for the kids, she doesn't want to give up the third row, but she wants something that she and my brother-in-law could take to dinner and be a little more upscale, a little bit nicer. And we also had a conversation, what's going to be your use with this vehicle every day? Well, most days it's going to be a quick trip to work and back, maybe to the store and back, and occasionally that long highway drive to go see the kids at college. I think we have the right vehicle for it this week. It's a 2024 Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Let's go have a look at it. My sister is the kind of person who would warm up to upscale amenities and upscale style, but she's probably not going to buy the upscale badge or pay for it. And I think that's where the Mazda CX-90 does a really good job. And you look at the styling, it looks very expensive. It looks German, maybe a little bit Italian, and I really like the style. I like the big grille in the front. I like the chrome. Just elegant uses of the chrome, not overdone. And when you look at the body sides, again, there's not a lot of ornamentation. It really is just style and all the forms and all the curves. And I think Mazda does a very nice job with it. It's just very elegant, very classy, sporty, upscale look to it, and I think it works really, really well. The one thing that standing on the curb and looking at it, I think it's a very elegant car, but I think in some proportions it's a little ungainly. It feels a little tall. I know the stylists are trying to kind of get that rear drive look to a front drive platform and trying to extend the hood line a little bit. Kind of scrunched up the front of it, and it's all right, but it kind of still looks kind of scrunched in the front and looks kind of fat this way. but I like it all right. Coming around the back, again, really big fat rear end on it. Again, almost looks concept car, so I think it works out really well for it. Power hatch. And one of the things that my sister might look at when she sees this is there's not a lot of space behind that third row. In a minivan, you can get 3 rows of people in the car and you can still get luggage back here. You're not going to do that in this vehicle. These seats really are for kids. I wouldn't plan on going cross country with people in the third row. I got in the back seat just to see if I could. I would barely go to a restaurant in the back row. But again, if you scoot up the front seats, scoot up the middle row seats, get a little more leg room, you could at least get the kids to dinner. As I was driving the CX-90 around this week, I just kept thinking it's the kind of vehicle that I would own even if I didn't have kids. You've got the space for them. You've got twin captain's chairs in the middle row. You've got the full flat third row seat. But you don't have to have kids. And I feel like that if I was driving this car around every single day, me, my spouse, I think it's kind of the right size and feels right. But I really like the interior. I like the leather seats, heated and ventilated in the front, heated in the middle row. You got a heated leather wrapped steering wheel. And again, it really gives a good impression of being a luxury car, even though it's not a luxury brand. The stitched dash coverings and everything's plush and soft. The wood grain here in the center with the light color just looks really beautiful. And it's what you expect from Mazda. You expect everything to just be artfully designed, and it absolutely is. Right down to the screen here in the dash. It's just a nice flat piece of glass up there. Looks nice. Flat screen instrument cluster. They're nice analog gauges, but it is a flat screen, very bright and vivid, easy to see. I've got a heads-up display that just hovers out over the hood for speed and navigation and the safety systems. Down below, you got dual zone automatic climate control. This is the infotainment selector. I don't love joy wheels, and I certainly don't love them in the Mazda. Mazda has, to even get to like the radio, to scroll through radio stations, which I like to do when I'm going down the road or sitting in traffic especially, you gotta go through a couple of steps in the menus, and then it goes back to the start, and you go back through it and click through again to restart and go through this. It's just too much drama for me. I just wish they would just make this a lot simpler. Fortunately, there is a volume knob here. It's very easy to get to that. When you figure this out, I don't think it's quite as annoying. But just to hop in the vehicle and try to figure it out, I think it's a little more than it needs to be. Some other things I really do like about this, though. Again, you got the Bose audio system. Sounds absolutely beautiful. You got the panoramic glass roof up above. The front panel slides back. So, you go on vacation, you can slide that roof open and really enjoy that. This does have all the crash avoidance systems. It's got the automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, rear cross path detection with auto brake. It's got front cross path detection with auto brake, blind spot warning, radar, adaptive cruise control, pretty much the full suite of all the crash avoidance systems. So again, if you're even kids or without kids, I think this is a vehicle you'd really enjoy being in. So non-hybrid CX-90s come with an inline turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. But this one starts with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, lithium-ion batteries and motors to drive it. So you get 26 miles all-electric range after you charge it. You charge from 20 to 80% about an hour and a half on a 240 volt charger. considerably longer if you're just doing it on a wall outlet. But it's a pretty peppy vehicle. Got 323 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, and all in, you're looking at about 56 miles per gallon equivalent with the battery time plus the gas. If you're driving this just on gas, it's more like 26 miles per gallon. So you'll definitely want to plug it in if you get the opportunity. But for my sister, as I was talking about, for her daily errands, she can plug the car in at home. She can drive it to work and back. It's less than 26 miles. She can run the errands. If she's got somewhere work to plug it in, even better. But for most of the day, it's going to be an electric car. But when they want to get on the highway and they want to take a long trip, want to go see the kids, go on vacation somewhere, you got a very comfortable car, and you can drive as far as you want to drive it. Just fill up with gas. That little 4-cylinder engine just ticking away. But beyond all that, I've enjoyed driving the vehicle. On rough pavement, the suspension gets a little chattery. But typical for a Mazda, it handles very much like an Alfa Romeo. It feels very tight. It feels very European. I would thoroughly enjoy taking this and find a nice curvy 2-lane road on the weekends and driving it. I might even take the long way to get to my vacation spot and enjoy that drive. But it's just a really nice balance of having the gas when you need it, but also be able to drive electric when you can. Well, the base CX-90 comes with a very affordable price, starting under $40,000. The plug-in version starts just under $50,000. This one, all in, $58,920. So you get to the upper end of that, you're starting to get a little bit of a luxury price. But I still think you put that against its other competitors, I think it's a very fair price. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Until then, storm forward.